Hello everyone and happy Chinese New Year to all my viewers. Today we have a very special guest, certainly a top player in Malaysia and used to be one of Malaysia's brightest prodigies. And I think that's an appropriate use of this word, FIDE Master Lye Lik Zang.
Yeah, hello everyone. Happy Chinese New Year, and thank you to FIDE Master Kim Yu for inviting me to the first episode of podcast on his channel. And yeah, I'm very happy to be here.
Lik Zang has obviously been a top player in Malaysia for many years, at least for the last decade or so. So why don't you take us back to the very beginning? How did you get into chess?
So my father introduced me to the game of chess at the age of 5, and at that time it was like introducing another board game. So I was introduced to games like Snake and Ladder, Monopoly, and also checkers, right? So chess was one of the game I was introduced to, and yeah, I was very interested in the game of chess, and every time I would want to ask my dad to play chess with me, and yeah, you can imagine like how many games we played. So after that, my parents noticed that I was interested in chess, so they decided to send me for classes so that I get the proper foundation and learn the right moves of the game.
So obviously you made a lot of progress, as a young player. I remember when I first started playing chess, your name was already being thrown around as one of, perhaps Malaysia's next grandmaster. So, what was your training routine like, as a young kid?
Yeah, for my training routine when I was younger, I would read a lot of books. I read a lot of books, and I would do a lot of I would solve a lot of puzzles and tactics.
How much time did you spend like doing these things every day? If to venture a rough guess.
I really don't know because like okay, I was so young, maybe around 4 to 5 hours, maybe
It's
four
a
to
lot
five
of
hours.
time. Wow. That's real commitment right there. So yeah, for those of you out there wondering how to become the next, future GM prodigy, yeah, study the classics and do puzzles. So, speaking of books, do you have any favorites?
As a young kid, I would read the collection of the Arthur Yusupov books. I think I think that that series is uh like a textbook, and there are a lot of like concepts and strategies that are taught in the book, and I think that whole series really builds your foundation.
Yeah, I totally agree. And one thing I like about this is that it's got all sorts of different chapters. So it's got
Yeah.
like tactics, it's got like positional play, endgames, and everything that you might need to build a good foundation of chess. So yeah, I think if you want to really improve your game, that it's a very interesting book, and I would definitely suggest that you pick that up.
Yeah, I would like to add also like for the books, I really enjoyed because they have like the star, like the difficulty level, and then they have like the point system. So I like to see like at the end of the chapter like how well I did for that particular topic, and I just find it fun. I just find it fun to solve it and to see how well I do.
Yeah, I think that's almost like a modern concept. And in ways, he's ahead of his time. It's something called gamification, of course, where you're taking something that might not be that interesting and making it a game. And I think it really, gives you the incentive to work, do well on those puzzles and, really to study and work on that book. So I think it's a great concept. I agree.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. Like the gamification concept, when you take something, like if you want to learn something, right, or you want to maybe build a good habit, I think one of the ways is to gamify it, to make it attractive and fun. And I think you would really learn make your learning journey more fun. Yeah, I think it's very effective.
Nice. So a lot of people have asked me, how did you get a title in chess? And obviously, Lik Zang got his title at a very young age. So I'm gonna ask you, how did you get the title? What was the journey like to getting the FM title?
So the journey to getting the FM title was back in 2018, where I made my first trip to Europe to play open tournament. Actually, my first one was like in World Youth under 8, where I played in Slovenia. But in terms of open tournaments and round robin, actually, I went to Budapest and Pardubice, Czech Republic, to play in the tournaments. And for Budapest was a round robin. I played in the GM section, and for Pardubice is it's an open tournament.
By the way, for those of you who don't know, these are very famous tournaments. Budapest, everybody probably knows about it, but Pardubice is probably the strongest tournament in the Czech Republic, and it's a tournament that I've wanted to go to for many years. Never quite got the chance to go there for other reasons, but yeah, I think if you're looking to play tournaments, these two are very, very interesting. So I believe in Budapest you beat a grandmaster. Is that right? Was that your first time beating a GM, or
No.
you didn't?
My first time was in Asian Continental 2018. But in Budapest, I won a IM that was 2500 rated.
Oh,
Yeah.
right.
2500 rated. And yeah, in Budapest, I was close to the IM norm, but I missed to win like a few games. I missed to win, I think it was 2 games. And in the end, I finished with 5 points, 5 out of 9, which I think I needed 5.5 to get the IM norm. So I missed by half a point. And in round 8 against the GM, I remember I was winning, and I messed it up, and then it became a draw.
Oh, that's tragic. Yeah, just half a point away. Yeah, we've all done this, I'm sure. Yeah, but these tournaments, I feel that a lot of people have this misconception that Budapest is like a place where you farm your rating and your norms. What's your response to that?
I think that in Budapest also they have a lot of strong players. It's like it's not the place to it's every game is not easy. Like things may go the other way also. Like in 2022 when I played in the July GM round robin, and I lost a lot of rating points there. And also I finished with like 2, I think I got like 2 points out of 9. Yeah, so because every game is like they want to win, everybody came to fight and want to win, and they will punish your small mistakes whenever they find opportunities. And then you must make sure that you really don't make any mistakes, because they will grab them.
Yeah, I mean, I pretty much agree with that. I actually played 2 tournaments in Budapest. One was back in 2018, where I scored 1.5 out of 9. So, if there's any evidence that it's not fixed, then there it goes. And the other time, I got 5 out of 9, got the IM norm, so that was pretty nice. And I think I like what Lik Zang says about punishing very small mistakes, because I lost 2 games in that tournament, and really my mistakes weren't all that obvious, but my opponents found really all the best moves. Not to mention that I was running into prep every single game against the Indians. So definitely no easy games there. And if it was a soft tournament, then that's definitely a thing of the past. So
I agree. The players there are really well prepared, and they're very strong. So it's no easy game. There's there isn't any easy game there. Then my next tournament was I played in Pardubice in Czech Republic. And I remember for the first round, yeah, I was looking at the pairing. I was searching, where was my name. And after I saw, I was at board 1 against Jordan Van Forest, like a Super Grandmaster. And yeah, I was very excited and nervous also at the same time to play against such a strong player. And yeah, I remember that time when I played against Jordan at the top boards, there were like many people watching. So I was nervous, I was so nervous that time. But yeah, I enjoyed the game. I think it was a very good game with him.
Yeah, I remember it was a fighting game all the way until the very end. Although, yeah, his experience did eventually prevail, unfortunately. So, yeah, how was that the rest of the tournament for you?
For the rest of the tournament, I was close to IM Norm. I had After the loss with Jordan, I continued with 4.5 out of. I continued to go to get to the score of 4.5 out of 6, and but after that, round 7 and round 8, I lost 2 rounds in a row, and yeah, then at the last round I drew, so it wasn't enough for the IM Norm, and but overall I think it was a good learning experience, and yeah, most importantly I think I really enjoyed and had a lot of fun.
Yeah, yeah. I always say that the first chance at a norm is always the hardest because you feel the pressure and everything. Yeah, did you miss it by like half a point or something?
uh, I don't remember how many points I missed. uh, yeah, it was half or 1 point.
But it was
It was
very
close.
close.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it was close.
Yeah. So after that, you came back to Malaysia for a while. Then you went to the Olympiad in Batumi, right? So
Yeah.
how was that for you?
Yeah, so yeah, before that was the Malaysian Championship, so I got top 3. So yeah, I managed to qualify for the Olympiad in Batumi. And yeah, a little bit of story also, like at the Olympiad it also clashed with my final exams. So that was also very tricky because I had to balance between my final exams and also chess, also at Olympiad. So like 2 weeks like before the Olympiad, I had to like really balance my chess and also my studies. Yeah, and during the tournament, like yeah, I was thinking like, should I study? Like especially like subjects like history, right? You need to memorize a lot. So I was thinking, should I study? But in the end, I chose to focus on Olympiad because yeah, it was my first Olympiad, and I really want to do well, yeah, for the team. And yeah, I think Olympiad was really a nice experience. Yeah, it was also my first time like traveling by myself. Trying it can be quite daunting, at first, because yeah, to go by myself to like Batumi, right, Georgia. But yeah, I'm very thankful, very grateful because I have my teammates who are always there to support me, and yeah, to make sure that I was okay. So yeah, it made me feel like I was comfortable, and at home. So I really thank them a lot.
The Olympiad's always a big deal in chess. So yeah, what was your most memorable experience at the Olympiad?
I think that my most memorable was when I won 3 games in a row after the rest day, because at first I didn't have a great start, because I didn't have a good start because I remember feeling like nervous, a little bit of nervous, because because I'm playing in the Olympiad, you know, because it's like, to me it's like a major event, so I really want to do well for my country and also for my team. So at first the start was shaky. Yeah, you can see the shaky start can be seen especially in game 2, the second game, where I accepted the draw like quite early in the game because I was a bit nervous. Yeah, I think my nerves can be seen in my second game at the Olympiad, where I was facing a lower rated opponent. And normally in team events, like normally the higher rated or like stronger opponents, like stronger teammates, will normally you want to win because it really helps the team. Right? I think it will give the team a boost. Normally there's a strategy. Normally the high rated should win in order to help the team. But I made a draw quite fast. I made a draw quite fast because in at the end position, like I wasn't really comfortable about my position, and yeah, I think that really like gave a little bit of pressure to my teammates because like I was expected to win to help the team, like according to the team strategy. But yeah, I accepted the draw quite fast. And also it can be seen through my fourth game also. For example, my fourth game, because in that game, after the opening, I was already completely losing. And also that gave like extra pressure to my teammates also, like to in order to save the match. Because in the opening, I got out prepared and already losing in the opening. So yeah, there was like few moments where really I didn't play well at the start.
Yeah, tournaments are that way. Sometimes you don't start well, but it takes some mental strength to then finish well. So, how did you get back on track and finally rack up a respectable performance?
Yeah, I think after the rest day, after the rest day, now it's after the rest day, yeah, I got to really recover a bit from the poor start, not a good start from that start. So I think I sort of got in the momentum of the Olympiad. Like I got used to the routine. I wasn't feeling like as much pressure as the start, and yeah, I got used to the environment. So that's why I think I played better after the rest day. And I played more comfortably. And I think my most memorable game was the game where we were playing against Canada, and I managed to win the 2400 rated IM.
What was
Yeah,
his
I think
name?
it was.
Can't remember.
I can't pronounce.
Can't pronounce.
Yeah, I can't pronounce. Nicolin. Yeah, I can't pronounce. Cut this.
The cat.
No, you know Nicole. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Oh,
I
the
can't
guy
remember Nicole.
who queened made a rook and then it counted as a rook, so he didn't get to the World Cup. Right?
Which
I think
not
this
sure
was
about
the
it.
guy who he was playing this blitz game and he was going to queen and then he just took his rook instead of taking the queen because his opponent was holding the queen. He grabbed the rook, turned it upside down, and put it at the edge of the board. And the arbiter turned the rook around and said, "Oh, that's a rook. That's not a queen." And because of that, he lost the game. I think it's that guy. We'll double check.
I'm
We'll
not
double
sure
check
about that.
later.
But yeah, I'm not sure about that.
Yeah.
Yeah, then yeah, but I think Olympiads was a really enjoyable experience. I really love the time like spent with my teammates. I think I love like all these team events because we get to work together, you know, get to work together, learn and enjoy and yeah, have a lot of fun. Yeah.
So 2018 was a pretty good year for you. Yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
you had your best ever performance in 2018, yeah, the Asian Continental Championship. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about that?
Okay, a little bit of backstory. So before the Asian Continental, I was choosing between two options. I had two options whether to play two tournaments back to back. I think the tournaments were in Europe. So it was either to play two tournaments or to play in Asian Continental. So I got to know that there was an official spot to represent Malaysia in the Asian Continental. And I was thinking whether I should go to play two back-to-back tournaments or play Asian Continental instead. Because okay, let's say if I play in Asian Continental, because of the schedule, I can only play one tournament. But I thought that Asian Continental, I wanted like the experience, because when I saw the field of players, the super strong field of players, like many grandmasters, I think more than half of the field were grandmasters and super grandmasters. And like every game, I think I would most likely play a higher rated titled player. And yeah, I wanted the experience. I wanted to play with strong players. So in the end, I chose to go to Asian Continental.
Yeah, I mean, the Asian Continental is probably the strongest tournament in Asia, for those of you who don't know. I actually played the year after Lik Zang, and this is not a joke, okay, but when I was to pick up all the official things from Hamid, he told me that, yeah, you better play as well as Lik Zang, otherwise you're gonna be in trouble. But that's another topic for another day. Yeah,
Okay.
so what happened there? I mean, you started off with a bang, you beat two grandmasters back to back,
Yeah.
and then you face your first 2700 opponent in your life.
Yeah, I remember the time, like I was so excited to play with Vidit, like 2700. Yeah, I remember before the night before when I saw the pairing when I played with Vidit, I was so happy that I get the chance to play with Vidit. And okay, for the first game, like yeah, I actually didn't have like time to prepare for the first game because yeah, it's normally the first round starts like yeah, you don't have much time to prepare.
And yeah, of all the people that you can't prefer against, we're talking about the Iranian legend Gayem Makhami Ehsan. So what's it like to, get surprised with such a pairing with Black?
Okay, yeah, I remember. Okay, now I remember. Uh, that time it was okay. The round started at 3, so by the time the pairing was out, it was like 2:30. It was like 2:30, and okay, when the first round I was expecting to play another GM. I was counting. I was expecting to play another GM, so I was preparing for that GM. But when the pairing came out, I was playing against. I saw that I was playing a guy instead. Yeah, when I check his games, okay, he plays E4, D4, C4, knight f3, basically everything. So, so what I did was yeah, I didn't know. So I just like look at like generally like the ideas and structures, like how I would want to proceed. And yeah, because most of the preparation was done at home, so I was mainly checking like just refreshing a little bit because 2:30 I only had half an hour and maybe minus the time you go to the playing venue. Yeah, during the game I remember I felt calm and yeah, I was enjoying the game and I felt comfortable with the position I got out of the opening. And at some point I thought he could break through, but I was surprised that he went defensive a little bit. And that gave me a chance to, I remember bringing my pieces into the game. And yeah, that's where I got a good feeling from there.
Yeah. So obviously you're getting excited. You can almost feel your heart beating faster. So how do you stay calm in such a situation and finish the job?
Actually, I think I was calm because I remember like I couldn't believe it because because it's like my first win against a grandmaster in a classical tournament. So I was just like I just couldn't believe that I was going to win the game. So yeah. So at the end, I was like so happy that I finally managed to do it.
Yeah, and I feel like, at least from my experience, once you beat one, it gets easier to beat the other. But to beat another one on the next day, that's another achievement. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
a
that,
whole
yeah,
new level right there. So tell us about that game.
yeah. That was really unexpected because out of the opening, like okay, I was playing the black. My opponent was playing white, and out of the opening, white was slightly better. He got a better position. So I was feeling uncomfortable after the opening, and at some point we reached like an end game where there was two bishops versus two knights, and still I thought that okay, maybe I can hold this, at least a draw because it seemed blocked. But like block positions, because like the knights are very good in block positions, in close positions, and yeah, suddenly I think he decided to take risks and like and to bring the king to the he brought the king to the king side, but while he suddenly like hang the pawns on the queen side. So I had some queen side activity, and I managed to break through because my knights were superior.
Yeah, after
Yeah,
that you gave him no chances. It's a really clean game, so go check that one out. Yeah.
yeah,
So then you face Vidit.
yeah.
So
Actually, for Vidit, I didn't expect that he would play the opening, but I was prepared. I was prepared for that, even though I didn't expect it. But I still thought that maybe he would go for the line, and yeah, the game was a short draw. I managed to get like an opposite color bishop, a middle game, so it's a draw. And then at some point he gave up the exchange, but I decided that in that position he had enough activity and it's with it, so I accepted the draw.
yeah,
Yeah,
can't say I wouldn't have done the
yeah,
same. I mean,
yeah.
when you're playing such a strong player,
Mm.
a draw is almost an unthinkable result, and yet you are on the better side with a draw for at the end. So
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
after that I saw you face some other famous grandmasters who are now actually in the top 10, a few of them. So what was your experience like?
Like after that I faced Nguyen Ngọc Chuan Son
Right.
and against Abdusatorov Nolibek, right? Which yeah, all super grandmasters, like really strong, now really amongst the best in the world. I think like my game against Nolibek was it was quite a fast draw, I would say. And yeah, I prepared something which no, actually I didn't expect him to. Actually, I didn't expect the line. I didn't expect the way that he continued, but I managed to get like a solid position, and yeah, that was nothing much. So we had like a bishop repetition in the end, and ended in a draw.
Yep, quick
Yeah,
draw against World Rapid champion, or at least a future one. Yeah, pretty good result. So, yeah, at some point you were pretty close to the Grandmaster norm, right? So, yeah,
yeah,
what
it
after
was a
that?
bit. Okay, yeah. Okay, after that, after the draw in Nolibek, I faced Maksulu. Uh, I think yeah, that time he was the world junior champion. Somehow I think I got outplayed. Like I think White was, I think he was at the comfortable side for throughout the game, for the most part of the game, and I was mostly defending. So yeah, and quite passive. So eventually, yeah, it didn't end well because uh, yeah, I made a mistake. And the game against Jumabayev, yeah, second loss in a row. I got a good position, but yeah, I messed it up. I didn't find the right way to continue, and yeah, and then I got the unpleasant position, which yeah, in the end didn't go well, and I lost that game.
Yeah, I feel like there's almost a common theme in these games. I feel like when you play against grandmasters, especially very strong ones, if they get a comfortable position, they really know how to put the pressure on. So yeah, it gets very hard to play. Yeah,
Yeah,
but then you made an unlikely recovery. At that point, I thought, oh, Lik Zang's down. He's going down. And yet, what happened?
yeah, because after the second loss, actually when I started off with 3.5 out of 5, like I didn't lose any game. I think maybe because my mind was like clouded with the thought of getting the Grandmaster norm, the GM norms, constantly in my head. And I think that led to me like not playing my best. And I remember after round 7, after that loss, yeah, of course I was feeling down. And I thought like the next game, you know what, I not going to think about the norm. I'm just going to play and enjoy the game. I'm playing another Grandmaster, so I'm very happy I'm playing another Grandmaster, 8th Grandmaster in a row. And yeah, in that game, I didn't expect it suddenly got complicated. It got complex, the position. If you see the game, it was very complicated. I remember after the middle game.
Yeah, I didn't know what
And
was going on just
yeah.
looking at the game.
It was a crazy game. But in the end, I think I was sharp. I was sharp that I could spot like the winning plan, the winning combination. And yeah, actually I didn't expect to win that game actually, because after 2 losses in a row, and yeah, suddenly I won and I'm back in and have the opportunity to play for the GM norm again, because in the last round I needed just half a point to secure the GM norm.
And what happened in the last round?
Yeah, and in last round, the painful last round, where yeah, I played solidly. So at first it was solid, it was normal game, right until the end, in the Rook endgame. That's why, yeah, this is why you should study Rook endgame, right? I watched his video. I watched his video on why you should study Rook endgames.
Check it out up here.
Yeah, check it out. And yeah, because I wasn't okay, I played passively instead of actively. That cost me the GM norm. So yeah, study Rook endgames. Yeah, check out the video. This is why you should study the Rook endgames. Because I remember at the end it was equal, but I was pawned down, Rook endgame. But instead of moving forward with my king to be active, I went backwards. And I thought to defend my pawns, to play defensively. But in Rook endgames, like in that kind of position, if you go back like this, normally is not good, because normally you want your king to be active in the Rook endgames. Yeah, and that really cost me the Grandmaster norm. Yeah.
Yeah, that sounds painful. Just hearing it I can feel your pain. Obviously, it's not quite as intense, but I mean, the consolation is you got your first international master norm. I mean, that must count for something, right?
Yeah, I'm very happy that, thankful that, yeah, at least I got IM norm in Asian Continental. I wanted it to go better than it did, but still in the end, I think IM norm is. I think I should be thankful for that.
Yeah,
Something like
fair
that.
enough.
Okay.
And with that fantastic performance, Lik Zang got to his peak rating of 2380. Is that right? Have I got that right?
2379.
79.
23779.
Close enough. 1 point away. Okay.
Yeah. Okay.
So yeah, and you were how old at that time?
I was 14 at the time. I was
14.
at that
So
time.
14-year-old, 2379. So yeah, that doesn't get more prodigy material than that. So that's all for today. And in our next podcast, we're going to talk about Lik Zang's career after this fantastic performance. I hope you enjoyed this quick interview today. And if you'd like to see more of it, then hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. And the next part will be out very soon. So stay tuned.